Hey everybody, it's Indy. Happy Mindful Monday. Coming to you after an incredible few days with my son, which I was absent from social media for pretty much Thursday, Friday, and some of Saturday because I was recovering. But we drove from Colorado to New York together, and I made a promise that I would really stay off social media and be fully present with him, which was just the best. So many great conversations and a lot of singing and a lot of laughing. But I'm back and I'm excited to dive in to our Mindful Monday series. It's funny, the last time I kind of went on where I was talking about mindfulness in your environment and how you are a mirror of your environment and how that fits in for you all. And it was interesting that one of the polls we took, over 50% of you said that you were not happy in your own home or didn't find joy in your own home, which personally made me so sad because I really do believe that your home should be your sanctuary. And I thought, okay, let's talk about this little. I certainly want to talk about, mindfulness around the holidays, but I do want to touch briefly on this, that there are things that we can do to create a beautiful, warm, exciting home, and they don't have to be expensive. Something as simple as painting your house or a room can completely transform it, and that does not need to be expensive. It can be a DIY project. You can, get some new plants, you can, you just switch things up, rearrange a room, declutter. That is a big thing. And when you declutter, maybe there are things that you don't need that can be go to somebody else who is in need. So love the idea of donating items that are no longer bringing you joy, but might bring somebody else joy, especially around the holiday time. Lighting candles can also, things like that. There's subtle things that you can do to make your home more joyful. And I definitely am a big advocate of decluttering. Remember, we often buy things, and this is very pertinent to right now with the holidays. We often buy things to fill voids. And remember that, things don't really bring you happiness. Only you can bring yourself happiness. That's not to say I don't get excited when I see something that I love that, someone gave me, etc. But make sure that be mindful of when you're purchasing something. Are you just purchasing to purchase, or are you purchasing because it's something that you really want and need? I find that when I'm stressed or whatever, I might spend more than I really should be, and I have to take a moment and go, wait, what am I doing here? This isn't going to change anything. What am I not addressing? So I think that's something that is important to really spend some time unpacking with yourself. Also spending some time cleaning, etc. There are just so many small changes that we can make, but take the time to make a part of your house even a sanctuary for yourself. It's so important. We spend so much time there. It just broke my heart when I saw that over 50% didn't find joy in their own home. And it's interesting because I spent some time my daughter felt that way about her room. And so, you know what, we painted her room, and it was nothing more than a coat of paint. Actually, it was 4 coats of paint, but it completely transformed her environment, which is where she loves to be. And it was such it took a day. So just wanted to offer that up. I also think it's important to talk about the holidays. As we're talking about stuff, holidays can often be a difficult time for many people. You're not alone. Please remember, if you're feeling alone, reach out to family, reach out to friends, reach out to a hotline. Nobody should be feeling this down. And when there's help that is available. So I'm sure we're going to put a hotline in there. I just wanted to bring that up, that mental health is so important. It is real. And if you are feeling depressed and feeling stressed about the holidays, to seek help. You're not alone. And, on that vein about filling voids and feeling depressed, I think a lot of us feel that stress about, believe it or not, gift giving. It shouldn't be that. That's not what the holidays are about. It's really about spending time with loved ones and celebrating life and a new year coming up and new beginnings, which I personally believe a new beginning is every minute of every day. There's 365 more days from this moment, but, we tend to make a big deal over New Year's and over the holidays. But remember, the point is not about the stuff and what we're giving. It's really about spending the time, quality time, and being mindful about that with others and telling the people that you love how much you love them. And that is not gauged by the size of a box or the amount of ribbons that are on it. I am a big advocate, if you can, making gifts. I've done that in the past. Certainly, coconut citrus, when I first started, even before the company was born, that was something that I gave to people. And look, ta-da, I guess it worked. But what are things that you're great at? I mean, maybe you're an incredible photographer and you can give some pictures to people that you took, or maybe you're an incredible cook and maybe make those gluten-free, sugar-free, cookies for your friend who, is celiac and has been really wanting to try something that's delicious, and you have that ability to create that for them. It's those meaningful gifts that I think are so special. That's not to say that I don't love a good, beautiful, XYZ. Of course, I love nice things, but that's not the purpose of a holiday. It's really about spending and celebrating, joy and friendship. And that goes into even what we're doing when we're purchasing. So really think about the power of your purchasing dollar, and maybe it's putting it towards things that are more sustainable. Maybe it's how you're wrapping your gifts. I used to be one of those people who every year bought the tags and then bought all those ribbons, and you know what? I'm not doing it. They end up in a landfill. It's not good for the environment, and I stopped. So what I did instead was, I buy recycled paper. Oftentimes it's a beautiful, like the brown wrapping paper, and instead of buying a tag, I'll draw on it, or I'll write a little love note on it, and you know what? It goes a lot longer, and I know that when it's being ripped and tossed in the garbage, it's recycled, it's compostable, which I think is really a cool thing to do. So I wanted to bring that up to you. I certainly think the best gifts are, just bringing your time too. It's so funny, I look back and I think about some of my favorite gifts were like mixtapes that I got, which I know people who are going like, what's a mixtape? But it was just the time that people put into it that really means a lot. But if you are maybe thinking about the stores that you're buying products from and how sustainable they are, because again, let's think about, this is the only planet that we have, and how are we taking care of it? And I tend to think that the holidays bring a lot of excess. Certainly you see it as you drive around the neighborhoods the day after. Everybody's garbage is full with boxes and wrapping paper, and I think, oh my goodness, where is that going? So be a little bit mindful about that when you're buying things. I'm trying to think about what else did I want to say. I think there were notes here. Michelle always helps me with notes. So hi, Michelle. Yeah, think about when you're putting things in the trash, is it recycled? Are you recycling it? Could it something that you're tossing? Could it be, could it be used for something else? Really think about what you're using and what you're not using, and what you're buying and what you're getting as a gift and how to use it, etc. And, also mindlessly buying things can cause to a lot of financial pain, right? So you need to do it responsibly. But again, think about what the impact on the environment is. Certainly look for brands that sustainability is a part of their core values. I think is a great way to feel good about the money and where you're putting your dollars. I can't stress this enough. I don't think that gifts should be the main focus of the holidays. I think it's really about how you're spending your time and building those memories that you have. Some of my greatest memories from childhood was going to my aunt and uncle's house and singing Christmas carols with them. And that wasn't gifts. It was people, we all made cookies and gingerbread houses together, and we gave those as gifts. But it was so meaningful, and I feel like for some reason we've gotten a little bit further away from that as a society, and it's always about what are you giving and what are you bringing, and I'm here to say let's think about it a little bit differently. What else did I want to talk about? I have things I wanted to talk about. I talked about me no longer buying bows. Also, I wanted to think about when you are going and bringing gifts. I think a great thing to do is find out what do they need, or what are they talking about that brings them joy. Maybe finding a way to give a gift like that versus saying, okay, I'm just going to get everybody candles, or I'm going to get that, which is lovely to go and get those things, but is that really what that person might need at that time? And if not, where is that going to end up? So again, just something that I want to unpack as we get into the holidays, and tends to be all about excess. How can we be more mindful about our gift giving? How can we be more mindful about how we're spending our time with our loved ones, and what are the experiences that we are bringing to that? So that is what I have to say about this Mindful Monday as we go into the holidays. I'm excited about next week, which is, I think, going to be more about New Year's and how we can make some commitments together. But I want to leave you with this, because I've talked a lot about sustainability. What's one thing that we can do and make this pact together? And I sound off below about making a small change that could have a change cumulatively for the environment. So what can you do? And maybe it is finding, you're going to make the pact that you're going to find a local compost place to go drop off your compost, or you're going to start composting yourself, or you are no longer going to go to Starbucks to get and use their paper cups. You're going to bring your own reusable tumbler to Starbucks when you go there. Or maybe it's that you're going to make your own coffee before going out, or you're going to bring your own lunch. What are some of those things that we can be doing that could have a wider impact on the environment if we thought about how we were doing it as a community? So sound off below. I'd love to hear. I'm sure that we're going to post this in stories, but I'm really thinking about what I can do, and I'm going to think about this, what some things I can do as I go into the new year that can have a greater impact on the environment. So happy holidays to you all. I cannot wait to talk to you afterwards, and as we bring in the new year together. And again, thank you so much for being a part of this community.